Yo, what's all the controversy about? Bizzle. We living in a world where nobody likes to take accountability. We lie, but we hate to be called liars. We steal, but we hate to be called thieves. We all about ourselves, but we hate to be called selfish. I'm saying, man up. I sit and think about the way the world is operating. It's so not the same as what the love of God created. I pray to God that I can find a way to block the hate and let the love flow, but it's like their hearts are constipated. My blood and crip homies know I don't rock with banging. I don't knock them as people, but I gotta knock the hatred. Grabbing a 40 can with mowing down a foe who probably would have been your homie had you only had a conversation. I feel obligated to conjure a plot to change it. It's hard not to hate it with mobbing through Compton daily. I ain't get it from videos or watching cable. E-block to the Zach, homie, I could take you. But never mind that, cause I don't need approval. I promised I'ma change the game and I'ma keep it to you. And it's a shame that I can say the realest things, but if I mention God's name, you gon' see it as I'm preaching to you. Well, I guess it is what it is, homie. You made your bed, this here's for your kids, homie. Tell your son don't listen to the fibs. I'ma feed him inspiration till it's dripping from his bib, homie. And tell him all these...
Franz Fanon, Wretched of the Earth, the Handbook for Black Revolution. Listen to this reality, page 39. The Settler's Town, okay, talking about the colonizer and the colonized people. The settler is the colonizer. The Settler's Town is a strongly built town. And when I'm reading this, relate this to your current situation, okay? In America, or in Europe, or in Brazil, or in Africa, or in Asia, or in Australia, okay? The Settler's Town is a strongly built town, all made of stone and steel. It is a brightly lit town. The streets are covered in asphalt. Man, I moved up to New York, and one brother told me, you know, I'm from Dallas. He said, one thing about Dallas, man, them streets is paved smooth. Up here in Buffalo, it's a pothole every 5 feet, man. And it's a poor town, okay? It's one of the poorest cities in North America, okay? Again, he said, the streets are covered in asphalt, and the garbage can swallow up all the leavings, unseen, unknown, and hardly thought about, meaning you ain't going to find litter all around. In the Settler's Town, those who colonize, okay? He's talking about people coming over and colonizing the country, but the so-called African American in America is the colonized people, so you can relate to this, okay? When I read Settler's Town, you should relate this to the upper class, okay? And when we read about the native people, you should correlate that to the oppressed people, okay? But let me keep reading. The settlers' feet are never visible, except perhaps in the sea. Why did he say the settlers' feet is never visible? Because the settlers always had boots, shoes on. You understand what I'm saying? While the peasants walk around in sandals, okay, and barefoot a lot, okay. But the settlers, you'll never see their feet except at the sea. But there, you're never close enough to see them, is what Franz Fanon says. His feet are protected by the strong shoes, although the streets of his town are clean and even, with no holes or stones. And mind you, I just told you that Buffalo, New York is filled with holes, okay. The Settler's Town is a well-fed town, an easygoing town. Its belly is always full of good things. The Settler's Town is a town of white people, of foreigners, okay? The town belonging to the colonized people, okay, which the so-called African American in this country is a colonized people, okay? Or at least the native town, the Negro village, okay, is a place of ill fame, okay, meaning it's looked down upon. Peopled by men of evil repute. They are born there. It matters little where or how. They die there. It matters not where nor how. It is a world without spaciousness. Okay? Men live there on top of each other, and their huts are built one on top of the other. The native town is a hungry town. Okay? Like I said, picture this as your ghettos. Okay? Because this is how the colonizer does, the oppressor does. His place is nice and paved, streets of gold. Okay? While the oppressed and the wretched of the earth are living in potholes, and their town is a hungry town, starved of bread, of meat, of shoes, of coal, of light. Okay, the native town is a town on its knees, a town wallowing in its mire. Okay, it's a town of niggers and dirty Arabs. Okay, and he's talking about in his French colonized town. Okay, on the Caribbean island. I forgot what island off the top of my head. The look that the natives turn, but this is key right here because this is the same mentality I see in a lot of brothers who call themselves conscious. Okay, listen to this. The look of the native, meaning the oppressed, turns on the settler's town is a look of lust, a look of envy. It expresses his dreams of possession, all manner of possession. Okay, and the so-called conscious people do the same thing. Okay, I heard one brother who so-called conscious say, well, we got to get this money since we in a capitalist system. That is not the mind of a revolutionary. Okay, a revolutionary is going to tear down this capitalist system and not try to be like the capitalist. Okay, because as long as you're being like the capitalist, you're just looking on his town, seeing his big houses and wanting to do, the things that he does. Okay, it's a look of envy. You covet. Okay. It expresses his dreams and possession to sit at the settler's table. So most of these Negroes, okay, who's call themselves conscious, they want to sit at the settler's table. And that's what I'm noticing. A lot of these people call themselves revolutionary and have the keys to salvation, but all I see is they want to change those white faces with black faces. Okay? Instead of white police, they want black police. Okay? That's not the answer. You got to do a concrete analysis and analysis and a concrete analysis, you'll realize that the whole system needs to be crushed, okay, and a new one has to be resurrected. These natives, these oppressed people, look at these natives' town, okay. These natives come in like, look what we have done. We have built. I mean, the settlers come in and be like, look what we have built for these unfit people. Okay, and this is how the colonizers come in. We have built schools and hospitals for these uneducated people and these beasts. Okay, this is the settlers' mentality, but the mentality of the oppressed look upon the things that the settlers have, okay, and the colonizers have, and they want to sit at the settler's table, to sleep in the settler's bed with his wife if possible. The colonized man is an envious man who covets to the point of even hating, okay? And this the settler knows very well. So the colonizer knows that when he oppresses you, you're going to covet after this stuff, even to the point of possibly killing him. And again, that's why they implement certain things to divide the people, such as racism, okay? He says, they want to take our place, says the settlers. It is true, for there is no native who does not dream at least once a day of setting himself up in the settler's place. Okay? So, Franz Fanon, I just wanted to read that because that is true here in America. Most of the oppressors, okay, even the oppressed, okay, who are the so-called house Negro in America, and most of us are house Negro because if we live in America, we consuming. We even the poorest of us are in the top 8% of the richest in the earth. Okay, me sitting on the camera right now with a sweater and a cap on is a part of the top 8%. Okay, and I'm not, and my heart is not easy right now. Okay, I'm uneasy for the other 92% of the earth who live below me. Okay, and I want the whole earth to live equally on equal footing. Everybody have land. Everybody have vegetation. Everybody have water. Okay, that's what my mindset is. Okay, but a lot of these so-called conscious people want to continue to perpetuate the system, and their economic plan is how to get ahead in this in this settlers society. Okay, and the society is not meant for everybody to get ahead. So in order for everybody to get ahead, you got to tear it down from the ground up. Okay, from the ground up. And again, that's Franz Fanon. Okay, and I was gonna read something else, but the thing is, people really don't want change because the penalty for freedom is death. Okay, and without freedom, life doesn't mean anything. You understand? And Marx quoted one time, he said, "We have nothing to lose but our shackles, but we have freedom to gain." Okay, you have nothing to lose but the shackles of oppression that most of us are in. Okay, but we living so good in America, we don't notice the other 80-90% of the earth who are living off $1 or $2 a day. Okay, and true people who seek true justice and humanity and equity through the earth will fight for that. Okay, and rebuke these settlers. Okay, who come in and impose their will. Okay, and impose their literature on us. Okay, to where it's no longer like we have Black History Month. Okay, you wonder why there is no White History Month. Okay, because they have White History Month disguised under other names such as March, April, May. Okay, and all their arts and literature. They call all Black literature or Indian literature or Mexican literature or Asian literature by their specific title. But their literature just called literature, okay, or art. And they expect their stuff to be the norm for everybody, okay? And that's how colonizers think. Like they just have the best and they impose their stuff on the people and act like they have came to save the day, okay? But the wretched of the earth is a great read. And I'm just getting started in it. And it's just very in-depth, very analytical, and the brother has a dialectical view, okay, which a lot of brothers don't bring forth, okay. They want to perpetuate the capitalist way of living, which capitalism does not bring salvation, okay, and will never bring salvation. So y'all brothers need to wake up and watch out for y'all teachers who is just trying to make money off of exploiting other blacks, okay, and perpetuating the system and not coming up with any revolutionary ideas to make a total change. All right. So with that, I'm out.